Hi everyone, Sarah here. I have a tutorial, not really tutorial, but color with me project for you today. Today I am using the Gorjuss Girls Sweet Tea stamp set that I purchased from the Not Too Shabby shop. I will have the link down below. I don't believe it's in stock anymore, but she does have some other Gorjuss Girl stamps and all kinds of other stamps. Okay, so I'm using Crafter's Companion paper and my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I've stamped it out twice on the white paper, and then I'm also stamping out once on pattern paper. I'm doing some paper piecing on this project. So I'm going to apologize right now also because a lot of this is off camera or off to the side a little, like when I'm fussy cutting in that. I find it really hard with my setup, and my room is getting really crowded right now, so I got to work on that. Okay, and also there's a little bit of space too because I recorded all of this and then kind of piecing it together, but it's hard to cut and paste and everything, so I'm just leaving it all as one so you can see the whole process that it took for me to do this paper piecing. And I did speed it up because of that, a lot of the empty spaces like that. So I'm going to start by coloring the Gorjuss Girl image. And the one on the top is the one that I am coloring the girl, and then the one on the bottom will be the little pieces that I cut to put over top. Excuse me. So for her face, I use E50, E51, E53, and then R20 for her cheeks. Same process that I always use, light to dark, and then back down to light again to blend everything in. I have not done Copic coloring in a while. I've been kind of stuck on my distress markers, but it kind of felt good doing this one. I was blending out the cheeks because I thought they were a little bit bright, but you'll see I go back over it again and make it even brighter. So her hands are a little strangely shaped, I would say, but plus she only has like 4, well, I guess her thumbs are down below, but I don't know, the way they're holding on there, it was a little hard. So this is where I'm just going back through with the E51, E53, blending it out, and then I do come back in with the R20 and put her cheeks back in there. That's the R20. It dries pretty nicely though. At this point I'm just kind of picking out my colors. I did have the paper picked out, but I didn't have the markers picked out, so I'm going down to the bottom image now, and this is where I'm going to color in the bunny. And for the bunny I am using C2, C3, and then the colorless blender. So you'll see I'm not really coloring the whole image in. I am just trying to give it some shading on the side. And then when you use the colorless blender to push the color back, then it kind of gives it a texture look to it. So I wanted to keep it a nice white bunny. I'm assuming that this stamp image is kind of like a throwback to Alice in Wonderland, especially with the little drink me tag and then the bunnies. And I'm not really being concerned about staying in the lines on the bottom image because these ones are going to be cut out, so you can tell I get a little messy. For the drink me tag, I also wanted it to be white, but I wanted it to look a little antique-y, so I used E31 and then blended it out, so it's just a slight color to the edges when it dries. So now I'm moving on to the image that I stamped on the pattern paper. I want to put some shading in on the teapot, so I'm using the E31 and then also the colorless blender just to show some dimension on the teacup. I don't want to cover up the pattern paper and the colors that are in there, but I want it to look rounded. So now I'm just cutting it out. And you'll see that I'm just cutting around the section that I will be keeping. I colored that one in there because I thought that that was also the part that I was keeping, and I realized after when I put it together that that is not. And I cut around that little butterfly to keep him in there because I did not want to cut him off. Sorry, this is where I kind of get off camera because I didn't realize where I was. I think I'm going to have to mark out on my mat with some washi tape to show where my filming area is. I just got out my craft knife and my cutting mat just to cut out that section inside of the handle. And I am using just this black, it's a black calligraphy marker, just to outline the edges so that you don't see the white core of the paper when it's all put together. So now I have to color in her hair and her dress. I decided to go with black hair. I didn't want too much brown in the image because there's a brown base to the pattern paper, so I used T6, T7, and T8 for her hair. And I am coloring right over that bow because I paper pieced it on after. You'll see I kind of went over her bangs, but I just left it in there because nobody has perfectly straight hair. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. It's really hard to cover black and like use the colorless blender to get it out. I always go back over the other sections after they've kind of dried a bit with the darkest color to put some lines going all the way through the hair, just so it's not perfectly blended. Now for her dress, I went with a pink color, which is R22 and R24. There's just a small section to it, so there's not a lot of shading or coloring to do. And I used the same colors on her bow for her hair. Now the last section to color is the rim on the teacup and the saucer. So I went with a green to go with the pattern paper, and I used G94 and G99. Okay, I'm back. So as you saw previously there, I cut out the little pieces from the second image, And now I'm cutting out the sections from the first image. Again, sorry for the off-camera part. It's been a while since I've done fussy cutting on film. It's hard to remember where to place everything. So I'm cutting out the bottom section just around the saucer, and you'll see soon that everything is placed around or on top of these sections. So you won't see the white parts when it's done. And then this one I'm cutting out the Gorjuss girl and the top rim of the teacup. And again, going around all the edges with the black marker. I use a calligraphy marker because it has a straight edge to it. I find it's a lot easier. With a rounded edge, I tend to roll off the side, and then I end up getting black marker on the top of my image, so it just works out nicely. And I am gluing all of this together with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. That way it dries fast and I don't have to worry about waiting for it to dry. You'll notice as I go along that I kind of didn't really get it placed in the right spot for the bottom section. When I put the bunny on, you can see that my image doesn't quite line up, but I try and fix it with a little thin black marker. It doesn't look terrible. You can't really tell unless you look really, really close. And then the last part to glue on is the little drink me tag. And then the image is complete, and I, excuse me, I will be back with my finished project. Okay, so before I show you my finished project, I'm just going to show you what I used. So this is the stamp set purchased from the Not Too Shabby shop. It's Sweet Tea from Gorjuss Girls, Santoro. Super cute. And then I also used the Santoro paper pad, which I purchased from Not Too Shabby shop a while ago. I don't know if this one just says premium paper pad. I don't think it really has a name on it. Oh, Pursuit of Happiness. There it is there. So it has these papers. Some of them are textured, some of them are glittered. And there's 4 sheets of each 6x6 paper in here. So super awesome. Alright, so here is my finished project. I created my first tea box. I had not done this before, and I did follow Jamie's tutorial, so I will put a link down below. She's the owner of the Not Too Shabby shop, ScrappinStampers, here on YouTube. I followed her tutorial and it worked perfectly. And I decided to make this because I'm working on items that I can raffle off for Relay for Life at work right now. So I figured this would be a cute little raffle item. So there's my image all finished up, and layered. I did cut out this extra little butterfly from the paper and stick it on there. And I put some Wink of Stella on her bow and her dress. You can't really see it very well in there. And then also on the string part here, I hadn't done anything with that, but I did use a souffle jelly roll pen in a light pink so that it went across all the colors. So on the lid I just put one of these rosettes on here, and then I trimmed it out with this this lace from Hobby Lobby, and then the pink pearl trim is from Irene, Crafty Irina. Thank you, Irene. The pink was perfect to go with this project. So that is the lid, and it is snug, but that's good. You want it to be snug. I've been jostling it around so my tea's fallen. So I just alternated the pattern paper. So this is the Falling Hearts, and then this is the same pattern that I used on the teacup. It's got roses and birds and butterflies and postage stamps. It's really, really pretty. And there's some glitter in it. And there's the hearts again, and then there's that paper again. And then I did, empty out the tea just to show you. I did cover up the bottom too, so that when you look at it this way, you don't see the pieces that are holding this together. So, worked out nicely that way. And then I just popped her up on a little bit of foam tape. I was trying to decide if I should put like flowers around her or something, but I think it just worked out better to be nice, clean, and simple like that. Alright, so that is my finished project. Please leave a comment and subscribe. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.